I'm good. All right, up to this point, all of these plot points are on what's called a 1-by-1 coordinate plane. And that's what we've been dealing with all along. When we say 1-by-1, it means that all of our x values and all of our y values are counting by 1. Whether it's negative or positive, we can make each unit, each box, 1 unit. 18.5. Will 18.5 fit on this coordinate plane? J, why not? We only have room for 10 spots on the x and y axis, so 18.5 would be off the coordinate plane, which means we're either going to need a bigger coordinate plane or we would have to count by something other than ones. What would you have to count by? You can count the x's by 2's. Now what's interesting about coordinate plane is that you can determine what the interval or scale will be for the x values, and it can be different from the y values. So you could keep your y's at counting by ones, but in order to fit 18.5, you'd have to make a new coordinate plane and count by 2's along the x-axis. That being said, go to the next page. Let's take a look at the coordinates on the next page. Everybody take a look first at the x coordinates for each one of these ordered pairs. You have -4, -3, 1, 6, and 9. First question you'll always ask, can you count by ones?
No. No.
We have some debate.
No. 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 Definitely not.
Can we count by ones? How many say yes? Just the x. All we're looking at is x's. Don't look at your y's yet. Just look at your x's. Can you count by ones? Absolutely. It's no different from what we've been doing. My lowest is -4. My highest is 9. Along my x-axis, they will all fit. So no difference there. We can count by ones. That's what my value is. Now take a look at the y. Can you count by ones?
No.
Can you count by 2's?
No.
3's?
No.
What would be an appropriate interval or an appropriate scale for the y-axis? Lily? I agree. Now, I'm not going to have you just do it just yet, but what I would do just to demonstrate this to you, I'll do this first point just as a demonstration. But I don't want you doing anything yet because we're going to actually go and decide on the scale for all of these before you do it. Matthew, hold off. Okay, so my first point is -4, 20. I'm counting by ones along the x-axis. That hasn't changed. -1, -2, -3, -4. But I'm counting by what along the y-axis? What did we say? And it's positive, right? I don't see the numbers up top. Is it positive 20? Tell me out. Pos 20?
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to put my point there, and that is -4, positive 20. I'm going to let you guys do the rest after you set up your axes. Let's go to the next one. Do the same thing. Let's look at the x first. Looking at those values, what would be the appropriate scale just for the x? Think, because all of these values are now less than 1. Brandon. Let's see if it will work. 0.1. My highest is 0.8. It'll fit. And my lowest is 0.7, and that'll fit on the negative side. So he is right. 0.1.
What? No.
My lowest is 0.8. My lowest is negative 0.7, and my highest is 0.8, just on my x. I haven't looked at my y yet. Where did I lose you? Looking at my x's, what's my lowest? 0.1, 0.5, negative 0.7, negative 0.4, or 0.8? Well, my lowest is negative 0.7. My highest is positive 0.8. So it's going to fit by counting in tenths, or 0.1. Now I look at my y. Can we count by ones?
Yes.
We can, but there's a lower value we can count by that will help to spread this out a little more, because you really want to choose what's the lowest possible number we can count by that will balance out. One will work, but if you look here, that's 7. There's an actual number that's less than 1 that we can count by that will spread things out by a little bit. Wait, time out. I erase everything I said. I'm thinking of the next example, actually. You can count by ones. I'm wrong. Were you looking at me strangely?
Yes.
Okay. I thought you were looking at me strangely because you're strange-looking people. But no, your look was appropriate, because I got it confused with this. When you do this next one, and I'm not going to tell you what the coordinates are, this y is going to be something other than 1. Oh, you guys are good. All right, so let me show you one here how you're going to do it. Going back to example 3. I got 0.1 and 4. Both positive? Both positive. Here's 0.1 and 4. Whole number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's where that would go. Like I said, when you get to this last one, I'll let you figure out what the x should be. Don't call it out. I know you've already done the y. But I need you to check with me before you do it. Because if you choose the wrong numbers and you start plotting all your points, and there's a better scale to use, then you'll have to do it all over again. So check what the scale should be, and then you can do it. And then my advanced students will have one more to do after you're done with example 4, have an example 5, which is tricky, but you can do it. Okay? Group up and go. I'm listening.